All right. So for my lesson, I decided to have some fun with it, like you suggested. And I am doing all the cars that I have owned in my life. That's what my lesson's going to be on. So I made a quick PowerPoint. I threw together a lot of different pictures of the cars that I've owned. I'll tell you a little bit about each one. And I'll try to keep it brief, under 5 minutes. All right. So the first car that I ever owned, I was not able to find any pictures or able to get the same exact color scheme, but I had a 1983 two-tone brown and white Chevy Cavalier. It was a two-door, just like you see here. We were into Ted Nugent a little bit in high school, so we called the car the two-tone Strangler. In the winter, it would become the Snow Warrior, and because we were Penn Trafford Warriors, and it was a great car for me for a while. It guzzled oil like crazy, but it got me where I needed to go. It was certainly a beater, but it was great until my dad actually just got it. He got it a new paint job, got rid of some of the rust, like put some work into it, and then unfortunately I wrecked it and it was totaled. So after that, I had a 1988 Honda Civic. This is same color that I had. My dad got the Civic thinking it would be a reliable. It was the most unreliable car that I could have had. This car would simply just shut down unannounced, and then 30 minutes later, it would start back up like nothing ever happened. No one was able to figure out what was wrong with it because by the time it got to the shop, um, it was running again. So when it was running, nobody could figure out what was wrong with it. It was so strange. But I broke down in so many different places. This is really before cell phones became a thing. I had this car right around the time I was in high school, and it was terrible. So yeah, 1988 Honda Civic. After I think it was like $2,200, and after a little while, we decided to get rid of it and get a little bit better version of the Cavalier, and that was this one, 1995 Chevy Cavalier. So this was like a newer car for me at the time. I was probably a sophomore in college, maybe a junior in college whenever I got this. A couple years old, just like this. It was black. It was two door. Great car for me. Never any issues. Had it with me whenever I was in college, and I had this car right up until the time that I got my first real car with purchased by my own money. And this was right after I got into teaching. And after I got hired at Norwin, I decided that it was time for me to get a new vehicle. I had saved up for it, and something that I wanted. And this was it. This was like my pick, and it was a 2003 Nissan Xterra in this green. It had a souped up Rockford Fosgate stereo system and blast music. And I actually had this car whenever I met my wife, whenever we had our first kids, whenever we had Gavin, um, and then right around the time we had Luke, we needed another vehicle. So, but yeah, it was great. I remember we traded it in for a minivan. That was tough. That was really tough. To get rid of my favorite car to trade in for a minivan. But hey, that's what we had to do. We were getting a growing family, and we needed more room. So all right, now my wife is officially the driver of the minivan. So this was the next vehicle that I bought. It was designed for getting good gas mileage in a four door. The Sonata did run great for the entirety that I had it. It was just in terms of that, it got good gas mileage and ran fantastic. The paint on it was terrible, and I needed it because I was going back and forth to Norwin at the time where I was teaching. So I was living in Char Valley. I was driving to Norwin, and I needed something to get good gas mileage, which it did. So it was a good car. I got no complaints except on the parkway, a lot of rocks would get kicked up, and eventually there was just a lot of rust on the vehicle from all these little paint chips that turned into rust. But the engine, never any issues. All right, next vehicle was kind of a change of pace. The boys got into riding dirt bikes for a little while and needed something to get the dirt bikes around. So I got this 2016 Dodge Ram truck, and it was great. I liked it a lot. Loved the design, thought it was really cool. But my wife hated it. Kelly hated driving this thing. It was too big and bulky for her. And we were in different situations where sometimes she would need to drive this a little bit more frequently, and she could never park it. So she she quickly wanted this to go away. And I didn't like the gas mileage after I got it and how expensive it was to fill up. So I didn't hang on to it for too long. A few years we had this, and then I traded it in for the car that I have now, which is a 2019 Forerunner, and this is the color, and I still have it to this day. So I like the Forerunner a lot, although I just had some steering column issue. It's really the first major problem I've had with the vehicle. Hopefully, it won't be a sign of things to come, but it's got under 100,000 miles, and we're going to ride this thing out, for a while. I'm hoping that I can get another 50 or 60,000 on it before I have to unload it and get something else. So there you have it. That's all of the different vehicles that I've had. And I went 7 minutes. I went way too long. All right, I got excited, I guess, talking about all these. All right, thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.